memory of Edy Chatila'S. Thank you all for coming and for sharing this time with Samira and Edy and all the people who love and supported Samira in this time.
June, you're a very, very strong girl. And Edy is there behind you, supporting you and Amir with whatever you do. Consider this, in the 29 years that you've known him, you had an eternity of happiness and joy. And keep that in your mind at all times.
Part into them, because we're all called to help each other. You don't know when you're going to go through something. We're called to help each other, and whatever that takes, you do it. And so they were so devastated, It was extremely traumatic, and they went through a very, very difficult time. There was a lot of trauma and compounded trauma, but they were able to persevere and they were able to overcome. And for that, I am so grateful and so proud of both of them, because grief can be extremely debilitating. Grief can destroy someone if you allow it.
Everyone, and welcome to Edy's one-year memorial service. Thank you to all my friends for being here today. It's amazing how much love there is in this room. Edy and I have lots of good memories in this hall, and I know he's with us tonight. Edy Chatila'S was not just my husband, but my true soulmate. Our love surpassed religion. I'm Muslim, and he was Christian. But it didn't matter. None of this matter. In life, what matters the most is when you have someone's hand that walks with you through this journey called life. A lot of people said I was lucky to have Edy in my life because he really took care of us so well. And I was always used to tell Edy I was lucky that I was in his life. But the truth is, I was blessed to be married to someone like Edy. And all of us whom life he touched were all blessed to have him. Edy was the backbone of my house. Losing Edy was losing a soulmate, a business partner, a best friend, and a best husband in the world. Edy Chatila'S was the most loving, caring husband, father, son, and brother anyone can imagine. He was the son of Joseph and Claire Chatila'S. Edy was born in Beirut, Lebanon, and studied business in the American University of Beirut. He had two brothers, and he was the middle brother. He came to the United States after his university to study gemology and follow the family jewelry business. A very successful businessman, as his whole family, including brother and father and uncles, were all in the jewelry business. He also was a co-producer of Samira's network and the backbone of all our events. Everyone in this room, in this banquet hall, remember Edy's with his beautiful smile. I met Edy when I was 18 years old, just 2 days after I started my university. Best days of my life, introduced by my best friend today, Nasim Boshasara. At our first day, we went to Santa Monica Pier, 3rd Street, where he bought me an ice cream, and then he asked me if I wanted to share it with him, and I was like, are you serious? I was only 18 at the time. The love that Edy and I had for each other was a modern-day fairy tale love story. I have felt like a princess for the past 24 years. When we met 24 years ago, we used to spend most of our Sundays in Disneyland. Edy was a prince to me because he was the most generous, loving, honest, merciful, respectful, passionate man I know. Treated everyone with so much kindness, extremely responsible, confident, generous, and the best cook in the world. We traveled and lived life as there was no tomorrow. Edy was so passionate and loving. After 6 years together, we got married in August 2000. Married 18 years and almost together for 25 years. We got married at the Oriental Hotel in Bangkok, Thailand. It was the most memorable days of our life. We arranged a whole wedding in a month. Edy was Christian and I'm Muslim. We initially had a lot of problems convincing our family how much we wanted to marry each other. I remember at one point I said to my father, I either marry Edy or I will never get married. Finally, we did get married and had the traditional Persian wedding ceremony. Edy's love for food was amazing. He cooked for me with love for 23 years, and most of you have probably had his food at one time. He would prepare a whole table for my lady friends' breakfast. He fed everyone with passion. Cooking was like an art for him. His food was amazing. As some of you remember, so many people had offered him his own cooking show, but he still laughed about it. Edy, a loving man who sacrificed for the happiness and comfort of others, woke up in the morning so slowly so I could not hear anything and sleep longer, and took our son to school. While at night he would keep the bed warm for me with heated blanket and a nice cup of hot tea. Today my life is so different. He's missed every minute of the day. After my college years, when Edy and I moved in together, we used to eat breakfast together every morning, take Amir to school, go to downtown, have lunch at work, and again dinner. All 3 meals, 7 days a week together. Edy was my soulmate. I ate almost every meal with him for years. Edy was an amazing father who basically raised Amir. Our great memory that we had was a week that we went for my best friend's wedding in Cantonamir in Spain. And we just took a train through all of Europe for a month and we had a blast. Another great memory was in Thailand when we came home from shopping from the market, and my mom and the friends had arranged a surprise engagement party for us, and that was one of Edy's ideas. Edy will live in our hearts and memories forever. We don't know our destiny or how long we are here, so my messages to all of you is, live your best, eat healthy, say I love you to those you need to, and take care of your health. And please, when you all can, always send a prayer and white light towards Edy's way. It's hard to say goodbye to someone you love for so many years, but I see parts of Edy in Amir, and I know Amir will grow up to be a beautiful, kind soul, just like his father. Edy is gone, but will never be forgotten. I hope this gathering will keep his memories forever when he's watching us from heaven. And he will be my only husband till the end of my life. I would like him to know he will be in my heart forever. Rest in peace, my love, till we meet again.
He was what we call part of our Hollywood group. We live in South Orange County and we come up here. He was one that, of course, we all know. He walked into the room and he just brightened the room. His personality, he just made life such a joyful thing all the way.
A great man. He was really nice. He shared a lot of information, personal information in business. But aside to that, business was his passion and jewelry was his passion, but also he was a family man. He loved his kids, he loved Samira, was involved with Samira, I could tell that. And actually he told me that. But unfortunately things happened. I think we all are here for a certain period of
We were
time.
in college. We were 18 years old, and she was the most amazing person I've ever met. Even to this day, I think that I could never find a friend similar to her. Very down to earth, and regardless of what has happened in the years and all this entertainment stuff, she's still the most humble and down to earth person I've ever met, and that's why I love her so much. And I introduced her to Edy, and we were just all three of us. We would just hang out all the time, go everywhere. We're like 3 kids in a pod. People thought I was the second wife. I was like, no, no, it's not me. We would do everything together, and we loved each other very, very much, very much. And Edy was all she ever knew. That's all she ever knew. Her whole life was around Edy. Life and Edy were just in the same sentence. There was no life outside of Edy. And she was able to be herself around him. And there were times when he would call me up for help. I'm like, I can't help you. But we were all very, very close. And I feel that it is important if Edy were here today and he is in spirit, he really would want all of us to be happy. He really would. And he really would want all of us to come together and celebrate his life and be happy and remember all those moments that made Samira smile, made Amir smile, all those moments that brought everyone together, all those happy moments. He would really focus on that. And he was such a beautiful soul. And people like that come into our lives to remind us that life is very short and we have to really appreciate the moment. Don't think about tomorrow. Tomorrow may not come. Be in the moment. Spend time with those you love. Be with those you love. Don't think tomorrow will come. Don't hold grudges in your heart. Let things go. Be there for one another. Don't think too much. We were not in control in our lives. We weren't in control of which family we came into. We're not in control of who we marry, really. We're not in control of anything. I mean, God decides what's in our heart. He attracts people's hearts to each other as He pleases. Everything happens the way it's supposed to happen, the way it's destined to happen, and we don't know what's written for us. Knowing that, submit to your life, submit to what's going on around you, and realize there's a wisdom behind everything, and we have to realize what that wisdom is, what that lesson is to be learned. And I think Samira learned a lot of lessons along the way, a lot of hardship. But what doesn't break you makes you stronger, and you're the strongest person I've ever met in my life. Strongest person. No one can have handled what you went through. I couldn't have handled it, but it was meant for you. It was your test, not mine. Everyone has their own test in this room. Everyone's going through so much difficulty, and realize there's a wisdom beneath it, behind every test. And that's what will bring you closer to true happiness and tranquility. And I pray that Samira will find that true happiness and tranquility in her heart. And I know today is a very important day for her. This was like a stepping stone for her to acknowledge and remember and show her love for Edy and to move forward in her life. And I think that's very important. It's very important for her to move forward, and she has that right to do that. With the love of Edy in her heart, that will never go away. But I think this is an important stepping stone, and we should just be there for her, be there for Amir, be there for the people we care about and love, and realize this is all a lesson for us. Death is just a lesson for us. You know, we're here to remember Edy, and we're to remember our own death, and we're all going to go back into the grave ourselves. No one's going to come with us. What are we willing to take with us are only our good deeds. So make sure that in this life you accumulate the good deeds. You're not taking anyone or anything else with you. And the more good deeds you have, the more light and illumination will be in your grave, and the closer you will be to God's grave.
He would do anything for me and my mom. He loved us both. He also loves Samira so much. He would do anything in the world just to make her happy. He would buy her anything she wanted. When they say that parents love their kids the most, in this situation it wasn't. He'd go to the store, 12 o'clock at night, to make sure you're happy. He would also love me. He took me to school every day. He did everything for me too. But he did that so you didn't have to do it. And those 24 years that he lived with him, those were the best 24 years of his life.
Samira Jun, merci برای این مراسم. We love you and we're gonna miss Edy forever.
He was the power behind the curtains. Without him, I don't think that any of us that we did business with Samira will be doing what we are doing now and standing here as we are. He was the guy who was arranging everything. Nobody would have ever seen him at all. Everybody would see Samira running from here to there, ordering you don't come in, you don't go out, and all kinds of things. But everything was managed and arranged by him prior to that for days and days prior to that. She was talking about the cooking. He was talking about the cooking. I don't know how many people have actually tasted Samira's cooking, but I really recommend don't. Don't try. Don't try it. It is not the wisest thing that you can do in your life. And just remembering the orbe sabzi of a Lebanese Christian guy cooking orbe sabzi is an amazing deal, and he was doing it maybe one of the best possible ways. And thank God, because of him existing, whenever we were going over there, we were never really hungry. But now if we are going over there and Samira is alone, usually it's better to take some food with us going His personality was such that you had to give him the respect, because he was never ordering anybody to do anything, but you knew that everything is arranged from before, and you knew that where you are going to be seated. She would be changing those places sometimes, but at the end you would be sitting up where he was told before, and everything was okay.
Loving man. Very humble, always pleasant, and I love his cooking. He was a good cook. He was doing the barbecue that it was unbelievable tasting.